So this isn't too bad. This is the ranch one. People were sending pictures of this Jaka where the chicken wasn't going all the way in, but that looked like it folded up pretty good. Tell you what, $3. This could be a little bit more going on here. However, it is not horrible at all. Grimace, you're not eating your snack wrap. You don't want it? You need two because you're bigger? Some old guy told me I had no manners eating on my food reviews the other day. He told me to put a shirt on, like a tank top on. He told me that my beard was in the way of the food, and I was talking about my mouthful. We're not making rocket science here. We're just eating food, right? Right, Grimace? Right? All right, food fight. Located in the heart of West Pittston, Pennsylvania, Luca Pizza brings bold pizza flavor and sandwich creations inspired by New York-style classics. With its own creative flair, whether you're craving a crispy Brooklyn-style pizza, specialty strombolis, hearty parm subs, or fresh salads, Luca delivers quality and taste that keeps the community coming back. Visit them at Luca Pizza, 200 Wyoming Avenue, West Pittston, Pennsylvania, 18643. From garlic knots to gourmet sandwiches and weekly specials, Luca Pizza is the go-to spot for comfort food with a kick. Just like our food fight episodes, big thanks to them for supporting our show and fueling our foodie debates. Looking for the perfect grooming experience for your pup? Welcome to Carly's Fairy Tale Dog Grooming, located at 8 North Main Street in Pittston. We offer boutique-style grooming with a focus on quality over quantity. Your furry friend will enjoy a cage-free, stress-free environment where they will feel comfortable and pampered. At Carly's, we make sure every dog leaves feeling and looking like royalty. Call 541-410-9582 or stop in today to book your appointment at Carly's Fairy Tale Dog Grooming. Welcome to Food Fight. I'm your host, Brian DiMattei, and we are here in the Conversion Works Arena. I'm here with my friend, Jaka Bird, from the Ronald McDonald House in Scranton. Jaka, welcome to Food Fight.
Thank you for having me.
You're absolutely welcome. I stopped up the Ronald McDonald House in Scranton, right next to the CMC Hospital, the hospital of my birth.
Mine too.
Yes, yes. All the way back, not too long ago, 1981. What year were you born?
93.
93.
So,
So we're going to use this. So I know Jaka from our gym, from Good Tree MMA. Used to be a different name back in the day. That's where we both joined.
Yeah.
And we both started right around the same time. I know July is definitely my startup day. So probably 70 years. It's possible that today was my 7-year anniversary. I don't know. Maybe yesterday
Let's assume it was.
I know that it was the end of July, the same time I was getting ready to go on day shift at my old job at the casino.
Yeah.
So when did you start?
So I believe I started in May. And I started out in the striking class, so I don't think we encountered each other early on. And then, I've been doing it about 6 or 7 years. I don't know, you kind of lose track.
So
once
was it
you're that dedicated.
May they just passed like 7 years, or is it May like after I started?
No. So May just
so
passed,
you're just
I'm in my 7-year anniversary.
So I did striking a lot. I liked it before more than jiu-jitsu. Yeah, more than jiu-jitsu. And then on Christmas morning, or whatever open mat was for the holiday, I hurt my shoulder. Hurt my shoulder.
Okay, yeah.
I didn't hurt it doing jiu-jitsu. I hurt it lifting weights.
Oh,
my right AC.
It's always that way.
My right AC joint, or my left one. It doesn't matter. But I couldn't throw the punches anymore.
Yeah.
So I had to. I did jiu-jitsu more, and then that took over.
Yeah.
I did like striking though.
I liked striking. I really loved it, and I don't think I would have gotten as far in martial arts if I dn't start there, because I think it's so accessible, especially for women.
Mm-hmm.
But at the time I joined, it was all like the 6'3" guys, like built like trucks and Gabby, and I tested into advanced, and it was just like getting teep kicked across the room for like a solid 3 months and being like, what do I do about this? Because, martial arts is so much problem solving, and I couldn't solve it, I guess. So I kind of joined jiu-jitsu and fell in love, and it, became my life.
We've been there ever since.
Yeah.
We both just got our purple belts a few months ago.
Yeah.
That was a big accomplishment.
It's the proudest achievement of my life. I don't know if it is of yours, but
it's right there. It's right there as far as sports go. And then we go from the feeling of, we've been instructors for a while with the kids classes, and now we're helping in the adult classes, but you're not an official instructor, especially with our school, until you're a purple belt. And then the standards were different for us too. I know they were for me.
Yeah.
According to Tyler, like you told me, because you're not going to walk into your purple belt. You work at the school. You're an instructor here. You're in the same boat. So it was like,
yeah,
they're going to every little detail.
Yeah.
And then when we get it, you're like, I really earned this.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it makes you feel really, really well.
Yeah, well, the way Frank put it, now we're made men.
Yes, yes. And I remember Frank saying the same thing Tyler told me a while back. He's like, listen, buddy, he goes, you gotta do the right thing, and it's gonna be a different standard for your purple belt here. I just realized the McDonald's stuff is right there. The little Happy Meal.
Look at that.
So speaking of problem solving and helping people and helping ourselves, the Ronald McDonald House, I was under a different impression of Ronald McDonald House. Then you told me all about it. Let's get into, for everyone who's listening now, let's get into like a quick summary of what the Ronald McDonald House does, and then we'll break it down and how it got started, and we'll go from there. Does that sound good?
Absolutely. Okay. So it's actually the simplest mission in the world. We just keep families with sick children close to their kids while their kids are in the hospital receiving treatment for a variety of different issues, from the smallest to the biggest. We provide everything free of charge. So we're providing housing, we're providing food, transportation, we're providing all of the hygiene necessities that a family might have if they're stuck in a hospital for months on end. And then in many cases, we're becoming, their emotional support, their family, because a lot of them are so far or don't have that support system. And so sometimes it's as simple as watching their 2-year-olds and playing with their 2-year-olds so that mom can talk to doctors about the kid who's sick, so that dad has a chance to just get a 20-minute nap in, or eat, because when a family is sick, it's just like they have a kid, it derails their life in ways that just you would never think of, I guess. And so that's where Ronald McDonald House comes in. We're here to make sure you can just focus on your kid, not focus on a hotel or who's cooking dinner that night, or where your toothbrush is coming from, because in many cases that is a question.
You said to me the other day, sometimes kid gets sick, parents just, we're out the door.
Yeah.
And whether that's a hospital in their community, or they might have to drive 2 hours somewhere because that's where their doctor is, like Philadelphia or something like that. And they just get in the car and go.
Yeah, that's my story. I was born with spina bifida. My parents had already had my older brother, who was 2 at the time. And I was born and I was life flighted from CMC down to Hershey. I had 6 surgeries. And my parents, literally, my mom had just given birth, had to get in the car with my older brother and just go 3 hours away. No families down there, nothing. And they're in a hospital room, which a lot of kids' hospital rooms are for kids, so they're not that big. And a nurse kind of came to them probably around day 2 of living out of the hospital to be like, there's a Ronald McDonald House like right across the street from here. And they're like, we don't have money, because that's the story for so many families. They were young, they were 20. My father had just launched a small business, which I'm sure you kind of know some stuff about. My mom was in school to be a painter at the time, actually, like an artist. Just, they don't have money, they don't have 2 dimes, let alone a hotel fee. And it's free of charge. So they stayed there, I think, for months, because, I was a baby recovering from 6 surgeries. That's kind of the story for so many of our families, is it's just like cataclysm all of a sudden. And you can't plan that kind of thing or how to respond to it. I get emotional just thinking about that. I know. I try not to cry. I'm going to try not to cry, it is. And you know about kids because you teach the kids class. So you even those kids you come to care about, let alone your own kid. Yeah. And it's just like such a brutal reality of life. And then I've had 30 surgeries, most of those between the ages of 0 and 15.
Wow, 30.
So, yeah, and it allowed me to see the best specialists in the world for my condition, which we're lucky. A lot of those are at Hershey. They are at Philly. We have some of the best children's medicine in the entire world near us, but not that near us. Not where you could just fall out your window and go there.
You had a real fight.
Oh yeah, it was.
How far back does your memory go for that and the recovery of it? And take me through that.
I mean, I would say, I'm trying to think. I have like a very vivid memory of being like 4. And I'm a 90s kid, so it's all about hanging posters on the wall, right, with thumbtacks. And I was thumbtacking, my gorgeous art up on the wall, and I happened to kneel on a thumbtack, and I don't have like pain sensation in my legs, and I noticed it. My father ran a comic and game store, so I was really versed in superheroes. Like I loved them, and at 3 I was like, oh my gosh, this is my moment. I'm a superhero. I can't feel pain. And I ran to tell my mother. I was so excited. Like, guess what, Mom? I've got a mutant power finally. And she's like, I better like disabuse you of this notion before you go jumping off of things and thinking you could fly. She's like, no, you're spina bifida. You know, you're not going to feel pain in your legs. That's just not a thing for you.
That's your first.
That's my first memory of learning that I had like that I was different than other people, that I had that. And it was, I mean, it's funny because it was so positive. It was such a positive spin on it. So yeah, and then just like lots of hospital stays. It's not fun to be in the hospital. I think kids handle it better than adults because for me, I didn't know a different life. It was just, we go to the doctors all the time. I get needles put in me all the time. I'm constantly getting put out for anesthesia, to have surgeries. I'm constantly waking up like disoriented. And
you're right. I get chills thinking about that. I didn't interrupt you, but it's like, that's all you were used to.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's like, it is your normal, you know? And I think that's just true of anybody in their life situation, is most people don't think their life is strange until it's like somebody else sees it from the outside and is like, no, most kids aren't going through this. So, you know, I think I try to think I took it pretty well. I think I attribute that to my parents. They didn't want me to have like you're disabled mindset, you're a victim mindset, which is, it's really hard for parents to go there. Cause like when I was born, they told my parents I would never go to college. I would never go to school. I wouldn't walk. I'd probably end up basically like a glorified vegetable. And that they should just stick me, you know, in a place that could take care of me and kind of, you know, maybe visit once in a while, but forget about her. She's not gonna.
Jesus.
Yeah. And that, I mean,
Jesus.
It's some ways it's their job. It really is to try to prepare parents for the absolute worst case scenario. But a lot of times what it ends up being is it's telling parents who their kids could be. And obviously I didn't end up any of those things.
You always had that positive from the first moment I met you. You always had that positive attitude.
Well, I think you have to, because life's hard. And if you let it get you down, like, especially like my situation, some of your situation, it's so easy to adopt that mindset and be like, life is against me. This isn't fair. But if you do that, like life will always be unfair. And I always attribute it to jiu-jitsu, which is like, I roll with people who are 250 pounds. You know, you're bigger than me. You're a man. You know, you're, you know, swole as all get out. Like, it's not going to be a fair fight most of the time if you're, you know, me. So you got to either get over that, or you're going to have people sitting in mount on you all day, just laughing about it. And life's that way too, where it's like, you could get down about how you were born or your circumstances or what your parents did or didn't do, but you're just going to be a mount a really long time. Wouldn't you rather start learning how to bridge and get out of that bad spot?
Learning it and doing it is two different things sometimes. Just bridge. What are you doing? Oh, I cursed again. Bridge.
Just stand up, right, Brian?
Just stand up.
Stand
just
up.
Stand up. Just bridge. Or you're teaching the kids, you're like, okay, put your right knee right there.
And then they just
all of a sudden they put their left thumb behind them. I'm like, okay, that's your thumb.
Yeah.
It's not your knee. I can't get into it.
No, I know. Well, some kids learn, sometimes kids don't, but we always
then
just
the next day.
The next day. Yeah.
Every once in a while, the kids that have trouble, they'll do the move.
Yeah.
The first 2 attempts, horrible. The third attempt, I don't know what happened, or the universe just lined up for a second, and they would just do it perfect.
Yeah.
Like we were doing the coming out of half guard and then pull them into the back and the leg out. And this one girl just boom, boom, boom. I'm like, that was perfect. Her next attempt, that's so good.
No.
But it was just that one time. But I tell the parents too when they come in. I don't know if you feel the same way. The younger kids, 5 and 6 year olds, it's not so much about the technique. It's about problem solving, working with their partner.
Yeah.
Trying to get it.
Yeah.
And then setting them up for when they get older, they start revisiting those moves. Like, oh, I remember doing this when I was younger. So I put the parents at ease a little bit, because if I saw my kid doing the moves and not really doing it for 20 minutes, I'd be like, what's going on there? But they're getting so much work out of it. In the last 25 minutes of class, they roll and they spar. That really builds their confidence up.
I think that's the beautiful part of it, is that the lesson isn't always the lesson you think you're learning. You know, that's jiu-jitsu in some level, is you want them to learn like how to bridge and hip escape and do all of these technical moves perfectly. But for a lot of kids, like maybe the thing that day is that they showed up and they managed to do an army crawl for 2 minutes. And,
they did.
And survive it.
Yep.
Maybe for them, it's that they're being bullied, and it's that they managed to say to a kid who was, you know, poking them in line, stop that. Maybe for some of the kids, just standing still is like the hardest thing in the world.
Yeah, it is.
And the fact they managed to line up that day without getting burpees is like, that's it. That's good for you.
It really, really is. And the parents are so supportive of it.
Yeah.
They sit there, they always bring them in, and it's just, the course is amazing. That's their fight right now.
Yeah.
The kids, you know, and then, you know, the great thing I like about the food fight thing I've been doing for a while is, you know, this episode's about food. We got McDonald's involved, and you know, people go to McDonald's. Probably the most spent money on fast food every day is probably McDonald's or something, give or take, right?
Yeah.
And they do the roundup, and all that goes to the Ronald McDonald House.
Yeah,
Goes
it's
to that
super
good cause.
important.
So that's McDonald's way of giving back.
Yeah.
And what I'm getting at is like, your fight wasn't your choice.
No,
right?
but rarely are they.
But you kept on fighting, right?
Yeah.
And the rare part was I fought 10 years to get my life back, but that was on my own doing.
Well,
right. Well, leading up to it, I made all those bad choices, and I finally made the choice to get better. And I had to fight every day for that.
Yeah.
But being positive and knowing that I don't need to be this person.
No, I think
I don't need
that's
somebody
huge.
telling me that, oh, you're just going to be a loser and a drug addict the rest of your
Yeah.
life. And like, no, I could be better than that.
Yeah.
You said the same thing yourself. No, I don't have to be that. I
Yeah.
could be better than that.
Well, and I'm like feisty. I guess you probably have to be to have survived as long as I did in martial arts and everything else. But I think like I remember I was in the room when I was 8 or 9, and a doctor told my mother I would never walk again because I had just had this like major spine surgery. And I heard it and I was like, how dare you?
Right.
I'm going to walk again? Who decides?
Yeah.
And it's like,
Cursed again.
yeah, right? No.
Sorry, Ronald McDonald House.
No, but like, I think you probably went through the same thing of having people decide who you were because of choices you'd made. And like, it's good that you have responsibility for that and say, those are my choices.
Yeah.
But it's also like, yeah, but people don't make those kind of choices out of nowhere.
Right.
Probably
Yeah.
there's things in your past, your history that kind of dictated you onto a certain kind of path that,
Big part of it was I just wanted to do it.
Yeah. And
I can't even I wish I could put a blame on
Yeah.
I had bad parents or I had a bad childhood. None of that's true.
Yeah.
It's just decisions that I'm like, ooh. So it really came down to like, do I want to go play football?
Yeah.
Or do I want to keep smoking weed over the summer?
Yeah.
I made that choice. And
Yeah.
I made it innocently and I wanted to do it, but it took over.
Yeah.
I got that personality for it. I just kept on
But
doing
that's
it.
the thing. Like, sometimes it is just a personality
Just
that
kept
like
on wanting to do it.
I look at it and I'm like, because we both train together. We both know there's a lot of people who are ex-addicts that train jiu-jitsu or martial arts,
100%.
and they do it every single day. To me, like that's not a character flaw to have something that you love and have that, like I call it the too much gene. That could be good. You just gotta find the too much that's
Right.
not gonna kill you.
You got to channel it somewhere else.
Yeah, it's got to go somewhere good for you.
Yeah.
And, some of your journey was probably learning how to go, I have the too much gene. Where is this going? And it can go bad places or good.
It's just fascinated by it and working for the gym now and being part of it and seeing the changes in everybody every single day, which you see too, especially the children.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
It is really
It's
incredible.
incredible. So let's get into the history of the Ronald McDonald House.
Yes.
So I came in, said to you, the only thing I know is that it got started by a Philadelphia Eagle.
Yes.
Go Birds. His child had leukemia. He was able to finance it himself to get the kid, his kid get better. He also realized how much it cost.
Yes.
And was like, well, not everyone could afford this.
No.
So I think he went to the owner of the Eagles.
Yes.
And they got together and they pledged $1 million, which was going back, what year now? We're going back about the 60s?
I think it's the 60s.
Yeah.
I'm not always the best on dates
That's
and
okay.
places.
I'm almost certain it was the 60s.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
And a Ronald McDonald House, and that's how it got started. You want to fill in the rest of the
Yeah,
fill the rest of that
I
for
can
me a
fill in
little
the
bit?
rest of the story. So yes, it does begins with basically 2 major contributors. One, they just did a movie on her life. Her name is Dr. Audrey Evans. She was a major, cancer research doctor who was treating lots of pediatric patients, lots of children, and her families were sleeping in the hallways of the hospital because they had nowhere to go. If you don't know much about cancer treatment, it often takes a really long time. It is not just like a one and done. We cut it out, we close it up, and we're out of there. It's months and months, in some cases years and years and years to finally conquer that. And it's the 60s, so we didn't know as much about cancer back then. She's actually like a fantastic researcher who changed the way we view cancer. She's part of how we have a staging system for it. But she sees this need. These kids are just, they're there for, so long, and their families have nothing. They're not working because you can't work when your kid's in the hospital. Someone has to stay with your child. And she sees this and she goes, they need a place to stay. And so she kind of shops this idea around of this home away from home. The Eagles come in and they go, because his daughter's being treated, they go, yeah, let's do this. We'll pledge this, but they still kind of don't have, enough money even back then to get this launched. And, the Eagles are important. They're famous. They have that kind of ability to make those connections maybe a cancer research doctor wouldn't. And they put her next to McDonald's and go, hey, we have this great idea. And, McDonald's goes, yeah, we're going to launch the Shamrock Shake. And we're going to give you the money from the Shamrock Shake. And the only thing you have to do is you have to name the house after us. And so they buy this. It's like a gorgeous mansion in the heart of Philadelphia off of this. And they start the first Ronald McDonald House in the world right next to CHOP, Children's Hospital, Philadelphia. It's huge. One of the best hospitals in the entire world. And it spreads from there. It's global at this point, but it starts there. And I don't think you get there without this connection of medical expertise with sports, with medicine, with, this ability to go. And then, the powerhouse of McDonald's to raise that kind of money. And it's still going today. Every Ronald McDonald House is connected with a McDonald's locally. Every single one that got launched because a McDonald's was willing to kind of put up their money, put up their funding and make it happen. It's across the world now. Yeah.
I love that. When you told me that the other day, I was just blown away by it.
Yeah.
Just blown away by it.
But it shows the need in some way that, if it was just Philly, you'd be like, okay, well, it's a big hospital. It's everywhere. Is it global? It is global. Yes.
McDonald's is global.
Yep. And the houses are too because of that. So yeah, they're just such an exceptional partner. Even now the Roundup, I'm from the Ronald McDonald House in Scranton. Their Roundup is a significant portion of our budget. And it's from the everyday act of the person who's behind the cash register going, hey, do you want to round up for Ronald McDonald House?
Yeah.
And I don't know, you and I have both had, what I would refer to as difficult jobs. They're the first job you have, they're make or break. They're where you learn how to be an employee. And, how easy is it in your day to not want to ask that question, to just go, yep, pull ahead, 666 or whatever. No, instead it's an extra question. It's extra work in their workday, which is, I'm sure, already difficult to go, will you round up for Ronald McDonald House? Every customer, every day, you have to ask that question, and you're McDonald's. So you probably have hundreds, if not thousands of customers a day. And it's, to me, that's the heart of Ronald McDonald House. It's everyday acts of kindness by people who aren't millionaires. It is also everyday acts of kindness by millionaires and billionaires. But what actually makes it operate is somebody who's just willing to ask a question over and over and over again. Yeah.
I love that story. So what else does the Ronald McDonald House do for fundraising and for funds? You were talking about a 5K.
Yes. So we do lots of fundraisers, but our biggest one, honestly, is the Show Your Stripes 5K and walk. We're bringing it back, and it's purple edition this year. So Grimace is obviously a huge part of it. Let's
take a quick time out. I don't know if anyone saw beforehand during the week, but Grimace was here.
Yes.
I was. Everyone outside was loving that Grimace was here.
Yeah.
I didn't think he was going to show up.
Nah, listen, he was here. He was very passionate about you giving a review of snack wrap.
I slid him 2 snack wraps. He just stared at them.
No, I think he's probably full of snack wraps, to be honest with you.
He's full of snack wraps, Big Macs, everything.
Yeah, it's the same way, chefs don't cook at home, or people who are in cleaning never clean their house. You do that every day. It's his job to eat a snack wrap.
Grimace looks like... what's the juju fruit?
Yeah.
Like the purple one?
Yeah.
You watch Seinfeld?
I'm not a big Seinfeld watcher. I'm sorry to say.
Brian, you're a Seinfeld fan, right? Remember Elaine? She got the jujus. She's at the movie theater meeting her boyfriend. Mm-hmm. She finds out that her boyfriend got into a car accident. He's in the hospital. So she goes from walking out to circling back, getting juju fruit, going to the hospital, then eating it while she's talking to him.
Yeah.
He's like, when did you get that? She's like, before or after? She's like, after? And he's like, I want to be alone now. I want to be alone now. That wouldn't be the worst time for a little white lie. I'm not big on lies, but a little white lie wouldn't hurt anybody right there,
I mean, if the relationship's going to last, you got to be able to see each other's ugly sides, even if that ugly side is as simple as needing candy before you go into a difficult situation.
She wasn't passing the juju fruit up.
No, listen, if you got a thing, you got a thing.
All right, we got sidetracked with the purple Grimace. So more the 5K, Show Your Stripes, right?
Yeah, so it's September 21st, starts at 10 a.m. And we try to make it really family friendly, really fun. So we have a hot dog cookout afterwards. We do
hot dogs.
Yes, we do. And we have a children's fun run. So every kid kind of runs, gets a prize. It starts at Naog Park, and then it kind of takes you through, that upper part of Scranton. And we're doing Grimace socks that are really, really cool. And it's called Show Your Stripes initially because that's kind of our term for
feel like
supporting the house.
I feel like the Hamburglar would be the mascot. He wears the stripes. Is the Hamburglar still a guy, or is he out too?
I don't know. I'm honestly not connected on that side of things. I just know Grimace is in, super in right now. Yep. And so, we're kind of doing that. I know me personally, I've challenged different purple belts at the gym to come run the race because, as you well know, jiu-jitsu cardio is very different than 5K cardio.
I'll come do the walk portion.
All right. I'm a walker
I'm definitely in.
Yeah.
I'm not going to. My cardio is my jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, exactly.
I know some blue belts I'd like to run. Are blue belts invited?
Oh, everybody's invited. Why not? Right. Get them all out there and show it.
We just won't say they're blue belts. Remember being a blue belt? God, never going back. So I had to promote. I promoted Mike Novosel.
Okay.
To head blue belt.
Oh, he's head blue belt. I'm sure Mike loves that.
He's head blue belt.
There'll be no living with him.
I said to him last night, I go, Mike, you got to get these other blue belts in place. I go, they're all over the mats. There's not enough room going on. And then Rez goes to me, he's like, you've been a purple belt for a few months. I'm like, yeah, you're right. I should have did this on day one of being a purple belt.
See, I haven't really wielded my power that much except to make people, move while I'm rolling.
I just love busting balls about it.
It's
See,
so
Brandon
fun.
Kelly be lead blue belt, but he's working too much. So he'll be
always
back.
has. Yeah, he's always worked too much.
He's been helping them build. He's been helping Chris build Lube Internet.
Oh,
so they're just slamming down here all the time. Yeah, so he just works all the time.
Yeah, good for him.
He's a good kid. But me and Brandon pretty much started out around the same time too.
Yeah, again, same thing. Like that's the fun part of jiu-jitsu, right? You start to know people for like years and years and years. And even if you aren't like super close buddies, you still have this trust for each other because it's like, I know when I was in a bad position, you could have broken my arm and you didn't. So I like you.
That's important.
Yeah,
that's important. That's what we really learn too. You come into a safe environment. You have to trust your partner, and that's why bad eggs. You got to get them out.
Yeah, you get mad forced right out of here, right?
You got to get them out, and then if there's a fine line, and you're like, I don't know if I want to roll with that guy. You just don't.
Oh yeah,
you just don't. I tell everyone that joins, you don't have to roll with anybody you don't want to.
No.
I tell the little kids too when they come in, some of them are scared. Yeah. Some of them are. I'm like, listen. I get down on one knee. I go, I promise you, every single kid that you see on these mats, I promise you they were scared too.
Yeah, I think everyone
including myself.
Does. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, I have a little bit of a different criteria for like physical pain than most people. And I had big brothers who you've now met. One of my brothers who they're both like 6'3" and have been since like eternity, whereas I'm pint-sized. So
I mean, I only met Grimace today, but I'm not sure who you're talking. The Grimace outfit's still here, Jaka.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay.
Am I carrying that out?
If you're a gentleman, I can't make
Brian,
you.
Brian, we gotta get some of the ladies out from the front to come back and carry it in. No, I'll take it out. There's no problem at all. I look over, I still see it there.
Yeah. It's like it just gives you different context. But I think everyone should be a little afraid. If you're not afraid, you're like a little crazy.
Right. So I want to tie that into the Ronald McDonald House where. That's the thought of kids being in the hospital like that and the parents not having to worry about anything else but their kid.
Yeah.
So what about situations where family, like you said, like at least there's got to be a situation where at least one they have to go to work, right? Sometimes.
Yeah.
They have
it's
to.
It's usually dad. I'm not going to lie. It's usually dad.
Maybe he has to go back home 2 hours away from the hospital.
That was my dad. Yeah.
That's tough. And then coming back on the weekends and staying in their mom, That's tough.
It is.
But you have
so
to
hard.
do it
I
though.
Can't even, like my dad did it too, so it's like it is my story. But I cannot imagine the position of the person who's thinking about work and that they wish they could be with their kid at that same time. I think that takes a kind of strength that probably a lot of people don't start out with, but they have to develop much quicker than maybe they'd like to. But yeah, it does. It's really hard on parents. Like I always say, my family would be bankrupt without Ronald McDonald House because my dad was running a small business. My mom was in school. She actually switched school to be a nurse so that she could take care of me and know what to do. Yeah.
Jeez. That's great.
Yeah, I know. I have a great
What kind of business does your father run?
So at the time, he was running a comic and game store in downtown Scranton. And he was...
back in the glory days of comic and games.
Oh,
Shit.
yeah. So he was on the front lines.
It wasn't on the corner, was it? Because there's a comic book.
That's my dad. Yeah, he ran the Unknown.
That's the same store?
Same store.
There?
Same dad. Yeah, it was awesome. It was a great way to grow up.
You say same dad?
Sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah, I only have one dad, to be clear.
That was funny.
But it was just... Yeah, it's so hard, I think, on everyone in that situation. And Ronald McDonald House is just such a core part of our story. And it's funny because I'm like 31 now and I haven't stayed in a Ronald House and I'm a fairly stable case at this point. But you don't forget that. Like you don't forget who was there for you when nobody was there for you. Or when very few people were. And even my grandparents, it was such a core part of their story too, because, grandparents often are the ones who have to step into that space where dad is away or mom is away to sit with the kid or to, support the parent that is there, make sure they eat, make sure that they, are drinking enough, that they're showering, that they're at all taking care of themselves, because most parents are so focused on their kid. They'll go out and eat for 3 days. And, I think we live in a more disjointed society day by day. So sometimes Ronald McDonald House becomes the family. We become the people that are like, did you eat today? Do you want to eat today? Here's a sandwich. Why don't you just take 10 minutes and just
have something.
Just have something. Think about yourself for 10 minutes. Your kid is here. They are under the best care that they could possibly be under. They need you to be in there. They need you to be able to fight too. And, you can't.
You got to take care of yourself.
Take care of yourself
before you take care of others.
100%.
You always got to put yourself in. People think that's selfish. No, you got to take care of yourself first. That doesn't mean like screw everybody else. I'm doing my thing. No, it means got to go recharge.
Yeah.
Got to sleep. You need some time to yourself. And the great thing about the house that I came up in Scranton was, one, the hospital was right behind it.
Yes.
And then you mentioned, you come in and it's like, it's beautiful inside. It's clean. It's updated. It's upbeat. And there's everything in there. Each room has their own little privacy to it. And it's just like a normal, not even a hotel room. It's more like a room. Hey, come stay in my spare room in my house.
Yeah. 100%.
Where someone takes care of their house.
Yeah. We used to say it's grandma's house.
That's
meant to be the feel. You're meant to feel comfortable.
That's the best way to put it.
Because I think you're in such an uncomfortable spot at that point in your life that just a little normalcy goes so far.
You're probably going to get cookies in Scranton because that big tub of flour was like this.
We have volunteers who bake.
It was like this.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure if there's any medical people watching this, we have a family room inside the hospital. So it's very much decorated like a house. It has a kitchenette that's fully stocked with, donations, volunteer cook meals. And it's that little bit of normalcy in the hospital too. And again, it's the everyday kindness of people like you and me, a lot of, retired, school teachers, a lot of nonas cooking, and they bring it to Ronald House. It's a lot of businesses that are like, restaurants. They'll do like a guest chef night with us, which is so cool. They'll just come out and they'll cook their stuff for the families.
That's pretty cool.
And they'll donate it. And it's like, the restaurant industry has always, had struggles in it to make ends meet. And even them, they're willing to give away their food to a family in need for one night. And we love that. I think it's such a cool experience to see how much a community will come together around a good cause and help people that need it.
Genoa Wholesale Foods, supplying quality since 1947. For over 75 years, Genoa Wholesale Foods has been your trusted partner for premium food supplies. Specializing in services to pizzerias, Genoa also caters to restaurants, bakeries, delis, and bars throughout northeastern Pennsylvania. They proudly offer a blend of both private label and national brands, helping you find the perfect products to meet your restaurant needs. With local deliveries and the care of a family-owned business, they are committed to making your success their priority. Choose Genoa Wholesale Foods for reliable, top-quality restaurant supplies that keep your business running smoothly. Genoa Wholesale Foods, locally owned and operated for 3 generations. Call Genoa today at 570-823-6142 or visit them online at www.genoafoods.com. I agree. I want to give Food Fight more involved in that. I want to give so many people help me, especially the city of Scranton.
Yeah.
When I got in trouble, I got suspended from work. Yeah. So that means no income, money. No income and no insurance. Well, the insurance was still, but no income. Yeah. So now it's like, okay, I want to go to rehab. Yeah. I don't have $30,000. No. For fucking rehab. No. I don't have $30,000 for rehab. No. So I was like, what do I do? So my mother, I was in no condition. Yeah. I was going insane. Like I got in trouble. I was like, I need help. I was broken. I was like, I need to go somewhere. I can't do this on my own. And I remember we went up to the Scranton, Lackawanna, Susquehanna. What the hell were they called? They were like the drug and rehabilitation center. Yeah. We went there the day after I got out of jail. We went there. And we asked for help, for funding for rehab. Yeah. They looked things up, blah, 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 blah. 3 hours later, we got you a bed at Clearbrook. That's awesome. I didn't have to pay a dime. It was just, and that's part of it's like, oh, you're wasting my tax money. I'm like, no, listen, bro, I've been paying taxes since I was 15, since I was like 14 years old.
Yeah.
So I pay my piece of the pie.
Yeah.
Now I'm just unfortunately, I have to use this for what it is.
Yeah.
But fortunately, it was available to me.
Yeah.
And people say there's not help out there. And I'm sure not everybody gets the help they need all the time.
No.
But there's resources and there's things out there for people that really need it.
Yeah, but like people always say that, and I think they probably say it about me too, because I'm not going to lie, I've had government health insurance quite a bit in my life. It's just a reality of having the conditions that I have. I'd never be able to afford.
It's there for when people really need it.
No, but it's also like, you know, one, it's a long-term strategy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like if you hadn't gotten the help you'd got, where might you be now? Who might be hurt because of the decisions you're making? And what kind of life would you be living? Same thing for me. You know, I could probably be in a wheelchair right now collecting, you know, instead I'm working, you know, I work 2 or 3 jobs. I am a benefit to society. We're giving back.
We're giving back.
And
we're giving back.
That's so important. And I always think people are like, well, you can't help the entire world. I'm like, you don't have to. Just the person in front of you. We all just helped the person in front of us who needed help. Like, don't worry, I'm sure the rest of the world will get there one way or another.
Right now, my food fight page helps people in the valley.
Yeah.
What kind of pizza you want to enjoy?
Yeah.
The simplest things.
It could be simple. And you're helping the businesses, right? Like,
yes. I
love
love
you're
that.
helping our charity. And
people wonder why I don't give bad reviews because they're like, oh, you should just rip into. No, there's no point in ripping into places. I'm not about that. I'm not going to do that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think some of that comes from our jiu-jitsu background. Like we're taught to not sit down and be like, well, that was the worst armbar I've seen in a million years.
Right.
Like instead you sit down and you tell them what they did right. And then you start focusing on like, this is how this could be improved.
That was really good.
But yeah, the Dom, right?
However,
Dom comes over and he's like, that was fantastic. And then I love it because he'll just tell you everything you did wrong.
Tyler just had to have that talk with me with the kids. He's like, listen, he goes, you do a good job, but he goes, you got to build them up and then break them down. He goes, you can't just come over and get frustrated. And I'm like, I know. I get yours. And I knew exactly what he meant. I know what moment he saw me in that day. Because he could be down here in the gym.
Yeah.
In my head, I know he's looking at me and he's hearing me.
Well, that's the black belt, right?
It's just how
I think that's
Tyler.
what happens, and that's Tyler.
Yeah, that's just how Tyler is.
He sees it all.
He zones into teaching. He's going. You've seen him in class.
I've seen.
And I'd always be like, I'd always try to bring up like stupid stuff during class. And he does like, what? He's like, he just walks away from me because he's so zoned into teaching.
He is.
That it's incredible. That's where I get it from.
No, I know. He's such an inspiration. Like, it's funny. Like, Tyler was like the first person that believed in me, besides my now husband, Gary.
Oh, Gary Bird. Shout out to Gary.
Shout out to Gary. Yeah, those two. Like they believed in me, and there was no reason to believe in me. I'm 4'10", I'm 100 pounds. You know, I have a disability. I am nobody's idea of a martial artist, even a little bit. And my husband, who I met through jiu-jitsu, he was one of the ones that was like, no, you could do this. Don't let them get you down.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
then Tyler he would come over while I was rolling, and I'd be under like, you know, someone who I was just like, how am I ever getting out from here? It's not going to happen, I don't think. And Tyler would be like, stop making excuses. You could do this. You could do this. And then he'd just be like, he's the voice in my head even now. I think I can't do something, I can hear Tyler's voice being like, no, you could do this. That's my Tyler impression.
I love it. You know what's so funny? Because Frank will bring up with Tyler. I'm 15 years older than both of them.
Yeah.
And I look up to them.
I'm older than Tyler, by the way, and I look up to Tyler.
Yeah. And I look to them for advice.
Yeah.
And I know Frank never gives a compliment unless he really means it.
Yes.
So like so on comp practice, there's rounds where I think, you know, I get a little glimmer of hope. Frank's still beating me up, and then he goes, good job, that was good.
Yeah.
Because he was just shutting me down just enough.
Yeah.
And letting me get away with stuff, but like he knows what he's looking for. It's incredible.
Yeah.
He could roll with somebody for Tyler too.
Yeah.
He could roll with somebody for 5 minutes and know exactly what level they're at.
Yeah. I mean, and we're getting there, right?
We're getting there. Yeah,
we're at a point where you could roll with like, I would say like a white belt and be like, okay, I know what's going on here, and like, you know, you could diagnose it almost like your doctor.
I had to tell a young 14-year-old kid came into our dog class, and he was pretty strong for a 14-year-old.
I'm sure.
A little smaller than me, but I rolled them I let them get their feet wet for a couple of weeks, and then I roll with the new people.
Yeah,
I'll spend the whole week just picking out the new people, and I'll get a roll with them. And I'm rolling with him last night, and he's shoving his elbow into my throat from my closed guard over and over. I'm pushing it out of the way. I get him into a arm triangle choke, back take, whatever. We get done rolling. I don't really try to critique during the roll. Sometimes you have to.
Sometimes you have to, or you're bored. You're just bored to death.
I've grabbed older gentlemen,
yeah,
and I'll pull them down. I go, you need to relax. I go, you're going to kill me down here.
Yeah.
Not because your jiu-jitsu is good, because you're a maniac right now.
Yeah.
You need to breathe.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about. You need to breathe and relax because you are super tense.
Yeah.
You're twice my size, and you're going to hurt somebody if you keep rolling like this. It's not a matter of my jiu-jitsu not working because that's how I kept myself safe.
Yeah.
That's the magic of jiu-jitsu.
100%,
but when he rolls with somebody smaller than him, completely untrained,
it's gonna
holy
be
God.
bloodbath.
Boom. And I rolled him again a few weeks later. He calmed down.
Yeah.
I had to tell him again a little bit though, but it was much better. But the kid last night, elbow and this, I go, listen, what you're doing, one, turning sideways in the closed guard and shoving your elbow in my throat, that's going to work against those kids that are your size or smaller than you. But it's not going to work against the bigger kids or the adults in the class.
Well, and
he'll learn. He's new.
Yeah, isn't that the line, right? Like, who are you training to beat? The person who knows nothing and, you know, that you're bigger than? Like, wow, what a man. You beat someone bigger than you. Like, slow clap for that. Or are you training to beat, like, a Vito Picozzo, a Frank Alonia? If you're training to beat a black belt, I have all the respect in the world for you. If you're training, like, and I go through this a lot because I'm a girl, I'm small. And for me, it's like, my line to them is always like, you know, I keep a list of guys that are safe for the girls to roll with because I'm a purple belt. It's kind of my job to keep the new women a little bit safe.
That's a reality of it.
It's a reality of it.
You have to do that.
And like, you know, I'll give guys a chance. I'll go up to them and I'll be like, you know, this is, you know, a young lady. I'll be like, and he's going to be a real gentleman. I always look at the guy and I'm like, looking at him, I'm like, you're going to be a real gentleman. And then I watch the round. And if he's a real gentleman, he's safe, cool. I could start sending more ladies to roll with him because I think it's so important for women to roll with men because it's the only way you're going to ever learn how to keep yourself safe in, you know, God forbid, a situation that could come up in your life. I'll be like, listen here, man, like he's gonna be a gentleman. If he's not a gentleman, you know Matt Enforcers, I'll come right over to a guy like you, a guy like Keenan, and be like, he needs a lesson. And then, you know, it isn't just beating him up. Then like a Keenan or a G or you will sit down with him and go like, I want you to imagine that was your wife or your girlfriend or your daughter. How would you feel right now about this?
Anyone that's listening.
Yeah.
When we say Matt Enforcer, it's not like we're going to walk over to somebody and start beating them up.
No.
It's just we're going to turn our jiu-jitsu on just a little bit more for a newcomer. What that means is they're being rough on purpose. Yeah. And usually they don't last in the gym.
No.
Either they quit
or an ego issue.
Either they quit or we ask them to leave.
Yeah.
I've been in part of those conversations where
it's so tough.
It's unfortunate that you can't be here. You're inappropriate.
Yeah.
So we don't put up with anything like that.
No.
I don't know. I can't speak for other gyms, but I know our gyms do not do that.
We're so focused on safety and family friendly. We say we want people to train every day. And it's the truth.
Now, Jaka, let me ask you a question. From my point of view as being a male trainer, when women come in to train for the first time, I pair them up purposely with other women that train. Now, is that wrong of me to do, or is that the safe route to go for the first class? It makes sense because I wouldn't pair up a guy with a girl for the first time.
No,
trainer.
I think it's the right. I mean, I came up in such a different world.
The class
same
is
way you
smaller
do.
Then,
we had, you know, me, Jess, Michelle, a couple other girls. The chances of me being the only girl at night, other than maybe a Jess, is so high back then. Now we're lucky.
There's more and more.
We're such a big school. We have women now that I think you can pair them up together. And I think it's really great because I don't know if this is your experience, but so many of the people who last in jiu-jitsu, it's because of those friendships and those mentorships and that camaraderie. And so, you know, I do think it's good to put women together. Do I think that they should always be together, that they should never roll with a man? No.
No, of course not.
Because who's going to attack you most likely? You know, it's probably going to be a man. I hate to say that, but it's probably the truth. And, you know, I think it's great to roll with other women. I love rolling with other women. It's probably the only time I get to feel the best about my jiu-jitsu. But, yeah, I think it makes them feel safe. It gives them an opportunity to get used to, you know, what the sport is before they have to get used to the idea of like a man on top of them that they don't know how to control. Yeah. So no, I think that's the right answer personally.
It gets them so uncomfortable doing that in the first place.
I think it's uncomfortable for everyone, by the way. Like,
when I had a roll with
did you love when a man climbed on top of you and then a girl? Like, it's just, it's a weird spot.
It was more weird the girl getting on me
yeah.
than the guy getting on me.
I feel like I know that. I could see it when we rolled for the first time. You know, like, you had such a look.
Oh my! I was like, what?
Yeah, you're like, I don't want to hurt her. This is weird.
My eyes are closed and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But rolling with a guy for the first time, that wasn't a big deal. It was because it was Rocco.
Yeah.
Me and Rocco grew up together. We played football together, so that wasn't weird for me. That wasn't weird for me at all.
Yeah.
But as soon as a girl climbed on the mount or closed guard, it's like, this is weird. This is weird.
No, it's so weird. But
this is weird. But then now,
yeah,
it's just jiu-jitsu.
It's just jiu-jitsu. Yeah.
It's just jiu-jitsu. But I think when women come in,
yeah,
and when men come in, so I'm not just I'm just not talking about the women.
Yeah.
I think it's important for a man to be rolling under a man. Yeah. I try to set everybody up with more experienced grapplers.
Yeah.
If friends want to come in and train together to get first day,
yeah.
All right, I'll be over to help you, coach you through every single move. Yeah. But they get a better experience. I have 3, 4, 5 different blue belts, a few white belts that like doing that. So I rotate them. And it gets them more, especially if we're doing stuff that they're so used to doing in the one-on-one class. They like to teach. It gets them involved in class.
Yeah, 100%. That's
they like doing that. And then it gives the student a great experience. Sometimes they work in a little group.
Yeah.
4 people in a little group.
Yeah.
The blue belts are teaching them all that kind of stuff. I love that. I'll let them go. It's perfect.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, I think it's so right because like we're here to teach. Obviously, we're both purple belts, but both of us started teaching, kids when we were white belts.
Oh my God! I thought they were going to kill each other. Frank's like Brian. It's like 2 feathers hitting the ground. I go, they look like feathers, Frank.
Yeah,
looks like 2 anvils hitting the ground.
Like, how important is that? That like it's like you've been blessed. Now it's your turn to bless other people.
Yes.
And sometimes that starts at purple belt. Sometimes it starts at white belt. Sometimes it starts at blue. But I think it's so important for people to do that the same way in the Ronald House. Like. And for you talk to a lot of people who are probably still going through the throes of like an addiction situation that they're trying to get out of, breakups.
Every possible
and you're there
problem.
for them because you've been blessed. Someone was there for you. For me, Ronald House was there for me for like 21 years of my life. Now I'm here for it, and I'll always be here for it because it was so important. And I feel the same way about Good Tree, where it's like that has done so much for my life. That like I could be in Aruba or Antarctica, and if Frank or Tom or Jess or even you call me, I'd be like, "What do we got to do?" Yeah, I'll be there. Let's
I love that. Happen. That's the family that we have created, and we've been with them for so long, and all the turmoil that the gym went through. Yeah, and they could have easily said, "Screw it." Yeah, we're not gonna do anything anymore. But instead, they're like, "No." And we're all together. What a bounce! Right, we're all together. Yeah, like when you were there, same as me. Early days, it's like. To see everyone showed up one way or another, whoever they were, whatever their skill set was, we were there and we pretty much all together opened a gym in like a month, basically. Yeah. Right after opening up Wilkes-Barre Gym. And like, not for nothing, like we had just done Wilkes-Barre. Yep. Jess and Frank just had their first kid. And now it's like, let's move everything down the street. Yeah. Change the name. Hope everyone comes. And like it was that, but that's our family, right? Like we were all there, whatever our skills were. I'm there trying to lift things, like just because someone has to lift it. I'm there trying to call all the 20-year-old guys we know to be like, listen, there's a truck coming up. It's coming with the mats. We need it now. Be there now. My husband's a warehouse supervisor, so he knows how to unload a truck. Those mats faster than any. Oh my gosh, yeah, right. Flashback to that. But yeah, that's it. That's like our family and. So I think it shows in what we both do that, we're so used to being family for each other that we're good at being family for people who aren't in the clan yet. I completely agree. I've been at the Wilkes-Barre location since day one. Yeah. Well, I was there when we had their open mat rolling. Yeah. And then Tyler's first day. You were there. I remember you were there the day that women hadn't joined up yet because it's hard to get women into the school for sure. And I remember on the Closet Sly, I host like the women's group of our gym. And I went, we're getting women down to Wilkes-Barre because they need to see women can be in Wilkes-Barre. I remember you were there like taking pictures and getting videos because it's like, you got to know women could be in this sport. Even if you walk in this gym and you don't see a girl yet, be the girl. You'll be the next one. And now you guys do. You have such a strong clan of women down there. That's like great. And some of them just come after me. They're like, "I'm coming to get you today." But I'm like, "Leave me alone." Yeah. They're getting better and better by the day. Yeah. And I roll with them with my technique. Yeah. So one girl, Megan, I gotta put my strength a little bit once in a while because she'll smoke me if I don't. There's always that girl. There's always that girl. Me and Gab. Oh my gosh. I roll with Gabby. The same way I roll with anybody else. I love my rounds with Gabby. She is. If I hold back, she's so technical and so interesting, and just
Yeah, she could kill a man for sure.
Yeah,
For sure.
She's great. She's great for the gym. You know, everybody's great for the gym.
Yeah.
I remember being with Tyler. We opened the Good Tree opened up in Wilkes-Barre January 2nd.
Yeah.
And we had nobody come in the first day. Then somebody came in, and then a little kid named Finn signed up. He was
Finn. I remember Finn.
He was this big, and he was the only kid for about a week.
Yeah.
And then Nathan came in. He just re-signed again. He's been there for the longest now. He's our longest running kid. He's a gray belt.
Yeah.
And he's been there from day one. Then we just slowly went from 2 students to 3.
Yeah.
To 2.
Yeah.
To 4.
To a bigger location.
To 35, 40, to knocking that wall down a year early.
Yeah.
That wasn't their plan.
No, I know. It's funny because Ronald House is very similar to that.
Yeah.
You used to have just half of that house. And then the need was so great, they bought the rest of the house. Like, it's just, and I think that's how it is when you're doing something the world really needs. It's going to move faster than you would ever have predicted or guessed.
And you don't think about it. Like, somebody asked Tyler the other day, how long you been here? For about 2.5 years. I go, Tyler, it's going to be 3 years.
Yeah.
It's going to be 3 years. It's already August.
No, I know. And I feel like it was just yesterday you guys were like soft launching it. And we all showed up to that open mat. And everyone was so excited. And
I was so scared and nervous that I wasn't going to do a good job when I officially started working for them.
Yeah.
Because they were coming off a bad month and they say goodbye to somebody and there's like, okay, Brian, you're in. I'm like, whoa. I was supposed to train first. So like, this is it. This is it. I went up to the other school, trained with like Anthony and Keenan for like a couple days.
Yeah.
And that really got me nowhere, with those guys, But Tyler, as you know, and Frank, they're great teachers, and that's why they're able to build what they built. Yeah. And that's just the people around. It's like the Ronald McDonald House, but they fight for the people to be okay while they're fighting by the people, while they're waiting for their kids to fight for their lives. Yeah. And everything, having good people around you in situations.
It's so vital.
It's the best.
Yeah.
It's the only job I ever had where I don't have any complaints.
That's awesome.
The only complaint right now is the AC's broken in the other half of the gym down there.
Listen, but you know what we came out of. Yeah,
you
know where we came from.
I just go in the locker room and do my work sometimes. So we're getting, but you see stuff like that, like the hours I work and the thing. Don't get me wrong, it's a little stressful doing sales.
I'm sure. My first job was in sales, and I'm not made for it.
It gets me a little nervous, but we do well. They have a great system, just as great with the leads, everything like that. So everyone works together. Yeah. And just like they do at the Ronald McDonald House. The Ronald
McDonald House is very similar. We have like such a close crew. And there is a lot of just being on the spot and having to learn to do what needs to be done because every family's different. Every situation's different. And it's so important to have those people that have your back in that situation and that you could trust. And I know we have that at Good Tree. I know we have it at Ronald House. And I think everyone should seek that out for themselves. And maybe it's not with Ronald House. Maybe it's not with Good Tree. It should be with Good Tree and it should be with Ronald House. But it might not be. But find that. Find a thing where it's like I run into all of our students in the wild, right?
Yeah, being part of a team. And just
immediately you're like,
the little kids are great.
Yeah, we're on the same. Oh, the kids is so.
It's problematic though. You see them at the park and you're playing around with them, right? Yeah. They come to class the next day. Yeah. They think that we're buddies. Then they don't. They screw around. I'm like, no. Listen, we're not at Kirby anymore. No, yeah. We're back in class. They're like, blah blah blah. I'm just like, burpees.
Yeah, burpees. Let's go. Yeah, no, it is such a beautiful thing to be out there in the world. And have so many people that if your car broke down right then and there, they'd be there for you with no questions asked because they just be like, yeah, we train at the same school.
Think about just being out in the wild in general.
Yeah.
Which jiu-jitsu for me has done. Yeah. Calmed me down, relaxed me. I feel safe.
Yeah.
Confidence.
Same.
I walk around with my head up.
Yeah. I think we both had that. We both came in. I was for
overweight.
Different reasons. We're very anxious people.
Yeah. I was overweight when I started. I was like 250. I was a big boy.
Yeah. I remember you've shown the pictures so many times and it's like, boy. Yeah, that's so many people though, right? Like how many people do we know that literally changed their life and not just weight, but weight is a big part of it and health and diet. Like for me, it was, I cleaned my diet up because I couldn't train on the diet I was living on. I was getting too skinny and I was sickly from it. So I cleaned my diet up. I was the girl who had the piles of laundry in her room and was just like, yeah, that's the clean pile. That's the dirty pile. Now, because of, gis and jiu-jitsu, I am like a laundry fanatic. I could show you how to
my laundry
run your
basket's
life.
Full every day.
Yeah, well.
Never goes away.
Well, that's probably because you have more gis than I do.
I have a lot.
Yeah. But, it just cleans your life up. And then how many people, we've known each other 7 years. How many people do you know that from the day we started now, have opened small businesses, have changed their career, have gone back to education, have finally beat whatever addiction was kind of owning their life at the time, are healthy, are the fittest part of their life, are confident, got married, found somebody, and were able to have like the difficulties of a relationship because they finally have like a language for aggression and for boundaries and for asking what they want through jiu-jitsu. Like, how many? It's got to be
amazing
in the double digits, if not up to 100
it's been
more people.
It's been so many years.
Yeah.
I wish everyone was able to find that, because we get some stranglers that leave and maybe they come back. But a lot of the same core people that we started off are still here.
Yeah. Like, we're like kind of, in some ways, we're the golden age of what I think has helped launch this school in such a way, because it just changed all of our lives so significantly that now we're looking to the next graduating class to be like, how did this change your life?
Yeah.
And to me, that's Ronald's house too. Like, when I talk about my story, I think it's so dangerous that it could end up being like, oh, life was so hard, it was so terrible. But I'm like, my older brother is an electrical engineer now because of Ronald House. My little brother is in college right now to be a computer programmer. I'm about to have a master's degree in education, hoping to become a teacher. Like that's the story of a thing that really works.
And that's all because your parents were able to, obviously your father had to work, but your mother was able to take care of you, and your father didn't have to worry about how much you guys were being, right. So he's taking care of your other brothers.
Yeah.
What's going on with Jaka and mom at the hospital? They're being taken care of.
Yeah.
I'll see them soon. I'll see them soon. Yeah. Instead of being like, I got to work, I got to take them stuff, I got to do everything now. Yeah. That's stressful.
Oh, it's so stressful.
And then that stressful leads to making a bad decision, or not 100%. Making a decision at all. I know that personally.
Well, and like, in some ways, like obviously you come out of a background of addiction. We meet a lot of parents that are addicts. It's just a reality of the work we're in. A lot of people have babies that are addicted to drugs, and the baby is going to have to detox and go through all kinds of things, and their family is going to stay with Ronald McDonald House. And I can't tell you how many times I've had that late night conversation with a dad or a mom where they go, I'm going to clean my life up, because it's the first time they've ever been stable in their entire life for long enough to have that thought they want to change their direction. And do all of them do it? No, but a lot, because of that stay, because of that finally having that support and looking at a baby go, this is it. I'm done with whatever I'm on. I
hope that's enough for them.
And it might not be, but it's a start. And we see it too, with Goodtree. It's the same thing where how many people have we seen come in where you're looking at them like, oh boy. And now it's 2 years later, and they're clean. They're in their first healthy relationship. They have a job that they haven't gotten fired from, within the first week. Yeah. They've been there for a year. Things are working out. And it's just like, all it took was a little bit of support and having someone every day they could come to and go like,
It's kind of like AA.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I did AA.
It's AA with choking.
I did AA for 5 years. Yeah. And I wouldn't be sober without it. I didn't fall into the, people say, oh, it's all, I'm like, listen, people say that it's a cult and you have to follow it every single day. No. There's people in AA that live it like that. Yeah. They make it their life. Yeah. Right? I made it a way to live my life. Yeah. It was part of my life. Yeah. And it helped tremendously. And there's a lot of people that are sober from it this day. Some that aren't. Some that aren't with us anymore. Yeah. I made the decision to break out from it because I felt strong enough in my sobriety that I didn't need to come here anymore. No. Would I never recommend it? No. It's the first thing I do. I recommend treatment first.
Sure. Yeah.
Treatment,
would too.
Treatment first, then you're going to go to rehab. Yeah. It's not going to be easy. No. But you don't have to do it forever. No. Like I tell clients for personal training, you got to cut your calories. Oh my God. I'm like, listen, for 3 months, you got to cut your calories. You need to know what you're eating. If not, you're going to stay the same size. No, yeah. So it's either you want to do it or not. I go, you play on your phone all the time. You just have to play on the MyFitnessPal app. Yeah. You put your food in there. Yeah. It's the same thing playing on your phone. Yeah. And the ones that do it, it works. Yeah. The ones that don't do it, it doesn't work most of the time. Yeah. You have to know what you're eating. No. You think you're eating 2,000 calories, in reality you're eating 3? You don't know why? Yeah. The best one is, I'll stop in a second. I'll go off on a tangent. No, yeah. But the best excuse I get is, I don't really eat that much. Yes, you do. Yeah, well, I mean, and self-awareness, right? Sometimes it could be really hard to like look at yourself in that particular position. 1,000,000%, or not really, or just not know. My comment is that they believe it. Yeah. Oh, but they don't realize how many calories they're really consuming to stay the size that they are, whether they're small or whether they're big, whatever their goals may be. Yeah. I can't gain weight. You're not eating enough. Oh, I do eat enough. You're not.
Well, and like, I think in some ways it's like an accountability thing that you're helping provide for them there. And that we do through jiu-jitsu as well.
Shed the light on them. It takes months to shed the light sometimes, but that's the slow process that works really well.
Yeah. Well, and it's like, that's right. Keep showing up for yourself.
Don't quit at the first month of jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Don't quit.
Don't quit. But like, I look at something and like, I know this is something that people think about because we say the mats are always here for you. But there's a lot of people who do quit before they get their blue belt, quit after they get their blue belt. I've known purple belts that quit. I've known brown belts that quit, right? And I think there's always a sense of like, oh, well, you didn't complete it. I'm like, maybe they did for them. Maybe they learned what they needed from that.
They got out of it
and it could be the same thing with your personal training or with anything. Like, maybe they learned they're never going to be healthy. And that's sad, but it was probably important so that now they could stop thinking one day they're going to like be Brad Pitt in Fight Club, like
realistic expectations.
Yeah. It gives them a final expectation for themselves. They don't have to walk around in shame anymore thinking, oh, if I just worked a little harder, I'd be, this, that, or the other thing. It's like, maybe their realization was, I don't really care that much about fitness because pizza tastes better. And you did them a favor even then, because now they can just say that with their head up to someone and be like, yeah, I'm overweight. I like pizza. Yeah.
I tell them that you don't have to be overweight and enjoy pizza. Pizza's just, they got calories in them like everything else.
Yeah.
I try to get rid of the stigma around how hard it is. Oh, it's so hard to lose weight. No, it's pretty easy. You just have to want to do it, and I'll give you the tools to do it, but you don't have to quit everything at once.
No, yeah.
I know a lot of trainers will tell people, okay, cold turkey, everything.
Yeah.
That's not going to work.
Yeah.
If you tell me, hey, Brian, you can't eat pizza no more. Why not? Because it doesn't fit your diet. Well, why not?
Yeah.
Because it's too many. Well, it's not that many calories. 2 slices of pizza is like 600 calories. Why can't I eat that in a regular day if I just watch my rest of my calories?
Yeah.
And some person, you just can't. You're not giving me an answer. You're just telling me I can't.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you that you can because it will fit into your calories.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's so important.
It really is as simple as that.
Yeah.
And people overanalyze it, overthink it, and they think they can't do it. No, let's start breaking those bad habits by replacing them with good habits slowly.
Yeah. One day.
You tell me go cold turkey. No, I'm not going to listen to that.
And most people don't have that in
Right.
them, and it's it's hard. I couldn't cold turkey almost.
No, it's just
anything you told me to.
You gotta break it easily. Like for an example, I was hooked on drinking Gatorade every single day years ago. Even when I wasn't even working out that much.
Okay.
I would just drink 2 big bottles of Gatorade a day in my fridge because it tasted good.
Yeah.
I was like, only 300 calories, but it's so much sugar, right?
Yeah.
So the way I did that was I broke one up into 2 with water, and then 3. I was so used to that little bit of a flavor. Yeah. And then I got off them and I would just drink water.
Yeah, one day at a time, right?
Yeah, just nice and slowly and get over it.
Yeah.
I want to ask, who does the upkeep for the Ronald McDonald House? I walked in there, it was beautiful. Did you clean the whole house yourself?
No, we have a team.
Okay.
So we have a team of people that work there that are salary. And so a couple of them clean it. One of them, his name is Charles. Another is our house manager, Ben, who's been with the organization for, I think it's 14 years. So he'll clean up. We have volunteers that come in and out to dust and keep the place gorgeous. Okay. Because that's their gift. Like it's similar to martial arts.
It's amazing, that place.
Yeah.
So
some
nice
people, their gift is cleaning. It's not mine, but they like to see things clean, and they bring that to the house and that to the families. So that's like when people are talking about like what could they do volunteering with us. In some ways, our first volunteer question is probably similar to your guys' sales. Like, well, what do you want out of this? Like, what do you want to do? What's your goal? What's it about for you? And for some people, today I just left the house and we have a lady who she just loves to bake. Like, that's what she does. She just bakes cupcakes so that we can deliver cupcakes to families in the hospital.
Love that.
Because that's what she loves to do. So it's perfect. I've had, volunteers who their thing is cleaning. Like they're that OCD. They cannot stand to see, even a speck of dust. It's like, great, I need that. Come on, come clean
It
the
makes me
house.
so happy that there's somebody that's just wakes up and bakes cupcakes to give to other people. I love that.
That's who they are. Yeah. And it's same thing. We've had restaurants in that, like, you don't become a restaurateur because you don't like food. Like they love food. They love to see people happy and eating and feeling so special. And I know for me, I'm a big foodie. Like food is such an important part of my comfort and my life and what keeps me happy. So that happens at Ronald's house where it's like, you've come back from a hard day where maybe the kid didn't improve at all. You were stressed out, you haven't slept that much, and, you take a shower and you come down and it's,
cooking show going on in the kitchen.
Yeah, somebody's cooking. And that's so like real life, right?
Your boss told a story.
Yeah.
Where he was able, because his kids were in the wrong.
Yes.
He said there was just like, it was a movie night or a game night, whatever it was, for just a couple hours.
Yeah.
And it was like, get you out of that world where you're worried. and let me just forget about things for 2 hours.
Yeah, I mean, I could feel that
You need that.
It was in our family room, and my boss, Rich Bradshaw, shout out.
Yeah.
His wife went through a really difficult, situation. They had twins. She was in the ICU. They weren't sure she was going to make it. His twins were in the neonatal intensive care unit. Not sure they're going to make it.
And he had 3 more kids.
And he had 3 more kids at home.
Yeah.
And he's always been a man who worked, 1 to 3 jobs just to provide and to keep things going. And he's running the Ronald McDonald House at that time. And all of a sudden he needs it in a way he would probably have never expected. And him and a couple of the other dads are, there in the family room. And he has this idea to order pizza on football night and just sit with some other fellas and watch football and eat pizza and just forget for like 3 hours that maybe his wife isn't going to make it, that maybe his twin babies aren't going to make it, that he, feels torn because he wishes he was home with his other kids right now, because they're probably terrified, and just instead to have that moment to just eat some pizza and just, just breathe for a second.
Recharge for the next 3 days.
And it wasn't just
weeks.
for him, right? That's the story of probably the other dads that are in there, is that
that's a good point.
They don't know if their baby's going to make it. They don't know if their wife's going to make it. And they're just a second to just watch a football game. And maybe to some people it sounds selfish, like they should just be sitting there fretting. But it's what they needed to get through that situation without like a psychotic breakdown.
That circles back to what we said earlier about you got to take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Take care of others. That's not selfish at all.
Like I've had that story
too. Be strong.
For me, I've had like pet therapy day. Like when I was in the hospital, just have a dog stop by. I'd been in the hospital for 6 months.
A dog right here, Brian. We got a dog in here.
Yeah. See? But it's like, it's so vital to people to just have that dose of normalcy for just a little bit so that they can keep on fighting for it, for whatever it is. And like, thank God his wife pulled through it. She's a wonderful woman. His kids are now 16. The other kids are all like grown up, college, doing it. But like, you don't know what that story looks like if you didn't have that 3 hours of watching Monday Night Football, right? You don't know where that story ends. Maybe it ends happily. Maybe it doesn't, though. And so, I think that's what our charity tries to do, is it tries to give you that normalcy so that you could keep yourself in the game.
I've been thinking about that since I came in there on Wednesday,
because you're a pizza
right?
guy, and I'm sure you love some football, right?
Yeah. I just been thinking about the whole story and the whole thing the Ronald McDonald House did. Tell you what, when I left, I was in such like a cheerful mood when I left there. Yeah. I went down to National Bakery to get my T-shirts. And I did a little review in the parking lot. I had a roll. A roll tasted really good that day.
Yeah.
It makes you grateful. Yeah. It's that gratitude come out.
Yeah.
Because that's what got me through my sobriety, was me being grateful for what I still had. My mother, my friends were all, no one turned their back on me. They're all there for helping me out.
That's so beautiful.
That was my Ronald McDonald House moment.
Yeah.
Think about that.
Yeah.
My mother took me back into her house.
Which I'm sure was hard, but like,
right.
And I get every story is different.
Sure.
But I think so many of the times what makes people able to make that big change in their life is somebody who shouldn't have believed in you, believing in you.
The court system believing in me. My counselors, everyone that helped me out that month after I wasn't being a good person for a while, and I was able to get a second chance.
Yeah.
And I remember telling myself when I got out of rehab, I go, I wasn't going to make my mother upset again.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to let down my counselor who went through horrible things in his past and was sharing me all this. He used to be a gangbanger in Atlanta. It's like you really need to say, right?
Yeah.
And he's changed his life for the good. No, what's funny? I got out of rehab on July 4th.
10
years ago.
Freedom Day.
10 years ago.
Yeah.
First time I saw my counselor in years.
Yeah.
Shout out to Kevin. Yeah. I saw him at the Kirby Park firework extravaganza on July 4th. Just out of the blue.
Yeah.
He's walking behind me. He's like, what's up, bro? I go, Jesus. I go, you realize 10 years ago was the last day I was in Clearbrook? It's just like, I got to reel that gratitude back in every once in a while.
And I think it's probably shocking because you're probably now in that position where you're going to run into people that are like, you changed my life. I've gone through that with Ronald House. I had a sabbatical from Ronald House. I was running into families in Wegmans that would come up and they'd know me and they'd be like, you were there for me when my kid was in the hospital. And then I'd look over in the shopping cart and I'd have met their kid. Their kid would have been like, I've met a baby that was born 4 months premature, 5-month-old baby. They fit in the palm of your hand at that point. And I look over.
Like a little snack wrap.
Maybe the snack wrap would even be bigger. You can't even believe it. And the baby not just survived. Right? I'm looking over. It's 3 years later. At a 2-year-old, you would never know. You would never know how this kid came into the world. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like that's your baby. And like, so it's like, you know, that
how's
gratitude.
How's the rest of your day after that?
I mean,
God.
it was funny because I was with, well, he was my boyfriend at the time, but my now husband, and he's watching this mom talk to me. He's like, what was that? Because he had kind of wasn't paying a lot of attention. I was like, oh, I knew them from Ronald McDonald House. And he was like, they looked like you were like a saint. And I was like, I mean, I'm not. I was just doing my job. I love them and I love my work, but I was like, I can't even believe. And so it's like, I'm sure you felt the same. Looking at your counselor, like, oh my gosh, you were everything for me at a time when I felt like I had nothing.
Right. I remember my first counselor wasn't a recovering addict.
Oh.
I was like, I need somebody else.
Yeah.
I can't relate to this person. Nothing against that person.
No, but
I was in shambles.
Yeah.
I was already detoxing from the Xanax that I was coming off of. That's why I detoxed off in rehab.
Oh gosh.
That was my underlying addiction was the Xanax. So I was already a disaster. I go, I can't talk to this person. They have no idea what I'm feeling right now. They set me up with my new guy, and that was it. He saved my life. Everyone at Clearbrook saved my life.
Yeah.
It was just the community. The community was just amazing. Like I said, you know, and
that's great.
So I want to circle into you mentioned your passion for cooking as we close out.
Yeah.
You've been cooking. I see you and Gary are hysterical sometimes in the videos.
Yeah.
Right? So you made a pie today.
I did. By the way, baking is not my strong suit, lest I be judged.
Are you a baker?
I'm a cook.
Or are you a cook? What's your favorite thing to cook?
My favorite thing to cook. Oh gosh.
Ooh, I see marshmallows.
That's so hard. So hard to say. I mean, I've been really into like Korean food lately, like doing Korean barbecue, hot pot, all kinds of their stuff. So
do you guys just go to K-pop?
No, we're such addicts of that we own our own Korean barbecue, like little thing that sits on your table. I
thought you were at K-pop.
I love K-pop. By the way, K-pop is fantastic, and everyone should have that experience at least twice in their life. Once for the barbecue, once for the hot pot.
Did you know I lost our sales meeting bet a few months ago? So we always do.
I may know things about this, and I may on Wednesday nights ask Frank, hey, how's the sales bet going?
I had to. I lost that month by one. I had to cook them the food the whole time we were there at K-pop.
That sounds like a Frank bet.
So so they lost this time around. I beat Keenan 2 months in a row actually. So they owe us dinner.
Keenan.
They owe us dinner. Now we're making them tickets to Olive Garden.
Oh, look
it's
at that.
It's the last place they want to go.
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh, it's the absolute last place they want to go.
Yeah.
But me and Tyler, I'll scrunch up some Olive Garden. I don't care.
That's so fun. Yeah.
Just to make them eat it.
Just make them eat. Oh.
I'll have a good meal.
No, I know. You guys
I will be ordering something to take home with me. When did you get into cooking?
When did I get into cooking? So I'd always really liked cooking quite a bit as a little kid. I was homeschooled, so I had a lot of time on my hands, and my parents were both very big on like allowing us to explore our hobbies. So they would buy me cookbooks because it was the cookbook era, right? There's no YouTube. And then I think I got out of college, and YouTube was booming, and I loved Chinese takeout, but I didn't necessarily have the budget for Chinese takeout as a college student what's
your Chinese takeout order?
Chinese takeout order, sesame chicken, chicken fried rice, egg roll, the lunch special, used to be so much better.
Give me the platter.
Just let's go. We're doing it. And that made me go, I bet I could do this too, right? Like maybe like I've always had a slight pride or arrogance of like, I could figure it out. And so I was like, I got to figure this out. And so I did. And then from there, it just like, it opened my mind up that like, I could figure it out. And I didn't have a job because I got a bachelor's degree in English literature with minors and other humanity things. And
you got no job with this degree.
It was like not a job degree. I was volunteering at Ronald McDonald House. That's how I ended up getting a job there eventually. And so I just loved to cook. I cooked all the time, just anything that caught my eye that I thought, this is fancy and I pay so much money for this, and just to learn to do it myself for usually cheaper if you could figure out how to do it.
How did your sesame chicken come out?
So I will admit it's pretty good at this point, but the first time, community. My parents and my brothers have eaten so much bad cooking and been like, this is how you do better, but this was fantastic, probably even when it wasn't, because you need those people to believe in you.
Build them up while you knock them down.
Knock them down.
This tastes better than the last one, but...
And then, I just kept going with it. It's probably why I have my husband, to be honest, because I was so close that I'd bring things in that I was learning to cook to get an opinion from Gary, Frank, and Tyler. And Jess. They were my like review crew.
Tyler's tough.
Is he? Tyler always loved the things I did.
Oh, Tyler's just tough in general when it comes to food. He doesn't like cheese.
Oh, no.
Not too much cheese. How is Frank?
Frank is a great critic because Frank loves to cook.
Yeah.
And so when you find someone else who's a fantastic cook that can just be like, this one little detail's off. And you're like, it is.
I feel like Jess just likes everything.
Jess is a good critic, but she well, I think she's so warm-hearted that she just like she just she sees the heart of it.
Yeah, I remember just how nice everybody was. You experienced the same thing because we didn't know them when we walked in there.
No.
I mean, I knew Rocco.
Yeah.
Rocco brought me.
I knew Vito. Vito was my person.
I got started on that Sunday. There was a Sunday seminar.
Yeah. Half
an hour of striking, half an hour of jiu-jitsu, whatever it was. And Rocco finally got me to go to that.
Yeah.
I remember I was so nervous. I did it. And then I came in. I was supposed to meet Tony.
Okay.
For a meeting. He was late. Didn't show up. And then he finally came in. So I was like, I go, Rocco, we'll talk to, I guess his name is Frank. He said I could train for a week and see how I like it. Well, I don't know about a week. I'm like, okay, that's what they said. I go, I don't know, maybe a couple of days, whatever, right? So took a few free classes.
Yeah.
And then Tyler convinced me that I could afford to sign up, and I signed up.
Yeah, Tyler was my guy too, actually.
Yeah.
But
I was like, I don't know. I'm like, I don't know, maybe $100 a month. He goes, okay, we can find $29. I'm like, here we go.
That's Tyler.
He got me. I use the same line now. I
didn't have trouble because by then I was working at Ronald McDonald House. I was making a decent salary for nonprofit work, and I remember I came in and I met Dom and Matt Marchenik that day because I've always been really big, with my disability of like, I don't want other people to work around me and I want them to be honest with me. And, honesty, very important. And I remember I came in and I was all nervous and I was like, I understand if you guys don't want me to train here, if it would be like a liability for you, I won't take it hard. I promise I'd never say anything bad about you. But like, I want you to be honest if I could do this or not. Like, I really want to do it. But if you tell me right now as an expert, this isn't for you with your situation, I will trust you. And I remember Dom just like smiled at me and he was like, we have a guy here who can't walk and he's a brown belt. So I think we're going to figure it out for you. And I'm like looking at him like, everybody says that. And then I met Matt, who, shout out to Matt. He has his own gym now, which is so fantastic, so inspirational. And I remember I looked at him and he was just, I was like, can I really do this, Matt? And he was like, you have no excuse in the world not to.
Oh,
like,
I can picture him.
You can walk.
He
was like, you can walk. What are you talking about, lady? And then I came in the next day for a class, and I had Tyler, and I remember like it's funny now because I'm so close with Tyler, but I remember sitting across from him just being like so nervous what it would cost or what it would be, and not wanting to be pushed around, and him just like looking at me. He's like, "This is what it is," and he was like, "It's up to you." Like, and I was like, all right. And I was like, what if I want to pull out of this at the end? And he was like, you're not going to want to, but you could.
Yeah.
He was so confident. And he was right. 7 years later.
Me too. I never quit.
Never quit.
Never quit.
I've been through all kinds of different situations, and the Mats have always been there for me. It's always been my family, the place I could go when things weren't right in life. That's a great way to put it. Yeah. That's
a great way to put it. I got three closing questions for
you,
Jaka.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. What's your favorite food?
My favorite
Sesame
food.
seed chicken?
No, it can't be sesame seed chicken. I would say my absolute favorite food is sushi. I love sushi. I could eat it every day.
All right. You have to order one sushi roll only.
Only one sushi roll.
Yep. What is it? We're going to build on this question.
Philadelphia roll. Gotta be. Love the cream cheese. See, you don't agree?
I just don't like I'll eat any sushi, raw, uncooked. Yeah. I just don't like the cream cheese.
No, okay.
I don't like the texture of it. That's just me.
I can see it.
It's just me. If I bite into one, like say there's a fried one, I don't know what's in it. Say a little prayer, bite into it. Immediately, I'm like, no, it's gotta come out.
No, probably some of this is my hospital side coming out.
A lot of people
a lot of hospitals sell Philadelphia roll, and it's the only sushi that is okay to eat. So
I got you.
I got to defend my boy, the Philadelphia roll, but I understand.
That's fair. Go Birds, but don't go cream cheese. What food could you eat 24 hours a day, 7 days a week?
24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
It's the only food you're going to eat.
It's the only food I'm going to eat.
You're going to wake up breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I think I'm going to go with eggs because they have a lot of versatility, and I train, and I need the eggs to stay in the game. So eggs, it isn't my favorite food, but it is the food I will need. So I got to be smart.
You're going to get real tired of those.
I have chickens. I'm not tired of eggs.
All right. You got blue eggs?
Blue eggs? Yes.
I love some blue eggs. What would be your last meal?
My last meal.
You're on death row for not giving me blue eggs.
I'm on death row for not giving you blue eggs, and I got to pick.
That's an offense these days.
That's an offense?
Yes,
okay. So I would have, obviously, a Philadelphia roll. I would have crab rangoon. I would have Samario's Georgia pizza because it is.
I know Samario's. What's their Georgia pizza?
So their Georgia pizza is like a pizza that has like chicken on it, like beef like strips, and it has this sweet and mild but slightly spicy sauce over it. It's like a white pizza.
Oh,
you got to try it. If you haven't
All
been, if you haven't been to the Georgia Pizza, you got to go to the Georgia
All right.
Pizza. It's my absolute favorite pizza.
I like the place down the street from there,
Do you? Which place?
the Brazilian Steakhouse.
Brazilian Steakhouse. Me and my husband went there, and it wasn't necessarily our jam. But maybe that's because I can't eat as much as he can.
That's
It's
fair.
Kind of expensive.
Yeah, it's not cheap.
So it wasn't the move to take me to.
I can't think of the name of it.
Oh, I don't know. I always think of it. It's just the Brazilian Steakhouse. If you
That's
That's
the
what we
only
call
one
it.
I really been to. Ipanema. You ever been there, Brian?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
chopping that steak.
Yeah.
I used to like the chicken hearts, but then I stopped liking the chicken hearts.
I didn't like the chicken.
I used
that
to
was
like
the only
them.
one
Years,
I couldn't get
I
down.
liked them years ago, and then when I had them again, I was like, these aren't like they were. I love the pineapple.
Oh, pineapple is delicious.
I love the buffet. Give me the broccoli all
Yeah.
day long. So, did you finish your last meal? I think I may have
think
cut
so.
you off.
Yeah, and I guess I'd be
Crab leg,
seltzer.
crab lagoon,
Yeah.
crab ragoon.
Yeah.
You said Philadelphia roll.
Yeah.
And what was the next one you said? I'm sorry.
Oh, the Georgia pizza
The
from
Georgia
Samario's.
pizza from Samario's.
Yeah,
So
gotta
does
be.
that complete the order?
I think so. Yeah.
What's this pie I'm looking at?
With this pie? So that has a brownie foundation, and then it has peanut butter and Cool Whip mixed.
Oh, yeah.
And then it has marshmallows sprinkled on top. I'm not much of a baker, so I do a lot of no bake stuff.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. That chocolate, whatever that chocolate. What was in that chocolate pie that you made? Tyler?
Chocolate pie.
What's
made
going
Thailand.
on in there?
Okay, so in there it has the graham cracker crust you could just buy, because I'm not that good.
That's
at
my
baker.
favorite. Yeah, that's my favorite.
And so
I
then
love
on
that.
top of that, it has Cool Whip and it has a Biscoff like mixture, kind of like peanut butter. And then I took melted chocolate, melted it, poured it in, mixed it out all together, put it on top of the graham cracker crust to set. And then I think I put chocolate chips on top for
something
decoration.
like that.
Yeah.
I put that in the fridge at the gym.
Yeah.
To tell you what, it came out hard as a rock. I'm like,
Yeah.
we're gonna I was like, it was so good though. It
Yeah.
was cold, but I was like, this is a lot harder than it probably should be right
Yeah, no, 100%. I because as we know, Tyler's so important to me. He's such a friend. He's such a mentor and inspiration. So for his birthday, I always bake him something. That's what I do. I try to bake for people, even though it's not my strong suit.
Him, and Frank
Yeah.
each have our birthdays right in a row.
Yeah.
4, 5, and
Oh,
6.
I'm not gonna lie. For the last 6 years of my life, August is a rough month.
Yeah, 4,
for
5,
me
and
because I have to like
6.
plan out what I'm gonna make for everybody and then find the time. And then I'm used to seeing Tyler from back when we trained at the same
Sure.
school. Now I gotta hike down to Wilkes-Barre
Yeah, you
from
do.
Scranton, and I always gotta bring it in. And I feel like I always arrive at the worst time. It's always like when kids' class is starting.
Between 3 and
or
4 is the
something.
best.
Yeah, and so I'm always stopping by, and I'm handing it to you or to him and being like, "This has to go in a fridge because otherwise it may not
goes
last."
in my belly. It goes in my belly first. As soon as you leave, I'm like, we're getting right into it.
Yeah.
Jaka, this was great.
Yeah, it was
This
wonderful.
was great.
Yeah.
If there's anything that you could tell the listeners how they could get involved around McDonald
Yeah.
House, please, this is the best time to do it.
Yeah, so obviously show up for our Show Your Stripes 5K. It is for everyone, not just athletes, not just runners. There is a walk portion. And
Keep an eye out for that on Food Fight. I'll have advertised with
I
that
was
when the
gonna
time
say
comes.
September
100%.
21st, 10 a.m.
Yeah.
And it's a great time. It's very family friendly. It's designed to be more than just athleticism. But maybe if you're doing your couch to 5K, this could be your 5K, right?
Yeah, it is.
And then if you want to get involved with the house, go to our website, rmhscranton.org. There's ways to fill out for volunteering. But more than that, anything I say is, hey, round up at McDonald's. It does go to us. That is not a gimmick. I see the check every single month that comes from that, and it doesn't cost very much usually to make that kind of difference in a family's life. But more than that, I say everybody knows someone who needs a Ronald McDonald House that thinks they don't. So spread the word about us, because that is what makes a difference. My family wouldn't have known where to stay if it hadn't been for a nurse who took time out of her day to say there's a place for you. I know a lot of people who, one of our friends, Ed Sorton, he stayed with Ronald McDonald Houses, knows about them because of, kind of his life. And it is as simple as now someone like Ed or someone like you might hear one of your friends just had a baby and things aren't going right. Might, God forbid, find out one of their kids is diagnosed with something that needs help, and it needs serious help. And now you're the person who go, there's probably a Ronald McDonald House there for you. And that is the world to a family. Just to know about it, just awareness might make the big difference in their life. So yeah, that's what I always say is keep us in mind. And if you hear somebody who needs our help, please let them know we're there to help them, and let them know it's free of charge. It's free of judgment. It's free of everything. We are just there to help, and we'll do it as best we possibly can. And we are the experts in that particular thing.
That's great.
Yeah.
Jaka Bird
Yeah.
from the Ronald McDonald House in Scranton. Thank you so much for
Yeah,
coming on the
thank
Food
you.
Fight
Thanks for having me.
podcast.
Yeah.
And bringing Grimace by.
Yeah.
That's going to be great. That's going to be
Yeah, I'm
absolutely
excited to see it.
hysterical.
I think it's going to be really funny.
Yeah, it's going to be really
Yeah.
funny. My name is Brian DiMattei. This is the Food Fight Podcast. I want to thank my sponsors and all of my listeners. We'll see you next week. Awesome.